I've got a question, if you don't mind. So, Sargon, a lot of what you focus on, and fellow YouTubers who are anti-you, often talk about the rules safeguarding the internet, and in particular internet culture. Many of the old guard UKIPers tend to be a bit older. I think what you were saying...
At me, are you?
No, not you, Neil. But I think what you were saying earlier about the average age being quite a bit higher, and maybe their focus is a lot more on national sovereignty and sort of issues, that sort of thing. So, simply put, what practical arguments would you make to bring forward the average person who is outside of, say, the internet culture, and bring them into UKIP about how the UK should be engaged with UKIP, and I guess in short, how we can get more normal people into UKIP?
Well, I mean, that's the question for the ages, isn't it? It's all about people being aware of what's going on around them and then being aware of the people who are actually trying to help them. Because, I mean, at the moment, the Conservatives and the Tories are the main threats to free speech. I mean, we've seen with the attempted deplatforming of Tommy Robinson by both Labour and Conservative MPs, they have no care of free speech. In fact, they would like all speech regulated. And people don't really realise this until they become one of the thousands each year that get a visit from the police for having a wrong opinion on Twitter or on Facebook, or possibly even get arrested and go to jail over these things, or fined, like in the case of Mark Meechan. Meechan, I will learn how to pronounce his name correctly, and find the government just taking the money straight from their accounts. So, I mean, what would you do about this, Neil?
Well, we need to take back control of our lives, don't we? Because the government, over my lifetime, has acquired more and more power to control what we do and how we live our lives. And they say it's all in our own interest. But who are they to decide what is in our interest?
Well, they know better than we do, surely, don't they? Yeah. But this is the big problem of centralisation of government, though, isn't it? Government overreach. I mean, the further you get from the situation on the ground as it is now, the less understanding of it you have, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean the Labour Party, which has been in charge of Newport for donkey's years, there's been a Labour MP here for almost all my lifetime, and Labour controls the City Council, and the Labour Wales that I grew up in the 50s and the 60s was you lived in a council house, you worked in a job where the state was the employer, you went to a state school, you had your health looked after in a state hospital, and everything was given to you. But it was all, the cost of doing so was also taken from your pocket. You had no choice in the matter. And that's what Labour is all about, really, is actually exerting control over people in every aspect of their lives. It's the big brother state made flesh. And that's what motivated me to get involved in politics when I was a schoolboy, long before the age of the internet and so on. We were still writing with quill pens in those days. All my life I've been fighting these battles. And of course it's a never-ending fight because it waxes and wanes. At times the movement seems to be going your way, but then eventually there's a reaction the other way again. So we can never lower our guard, and we must always fight on because freedom is never wholly won.